welcome to the newest episode of Advice for Buffoons. This one is going to be called Wakin Cajuns.
That's right.
Yeah, boy. So we got a few new advice questions for y'all, and well, I think some of them are a little perturbed now, but we can start with a little bit of housekeeping. How have you been, my friend?
I've been good. I've been good. I've been working hard.
I thought you done agreed you would do a French accent.
Oh, right. I've been, how you say, fucking good, bro.
Yeah, now I find it quite interesting that your go-to French accent happens to be a French maid, rather than like a mime or like some kind of gay guy.
Well, mimes don't have accents. They don't speak at all, actually.
Well, we came up with Petit Philippe Mime du Pressé, if you recall.
He's a depressed mime, but he doesn't talk.
No, the Petit Philippe do be speaking his truths now.
Okay.
Oh, you could do whatever accent. You could do whatever accent. You could do.
I don't think I'm cut out for the Cajun accent.
No, you could do a French accent now. You could do a Chinese.
Nope.
Don't do Chinese now. So a lot of Bayou boys, they try to, down in the swamp, they try to do Chinese accent, but they worm that activates when they pawn do that. Now we'll be done talking about that a little bit later now, but so yeah, welcome to another episode. It's a day late, but I sort of tell the fans at home, and there's about 36 of them. I tell them, you gotta worry about you. The episode will be come out between Friday and Monday. And when I was growing up, we would always call Mondays them Garfield days.
Why is that?
We call them Garfield days, them Mondays.
Why?
Guess.
Because Garfield hates Mondays.
True enough.
That makes sense.
I done saw a smile too. Now, when you grow up, you got nothing to smile about.
Was there no smiling in the whole movie?
No, there was a lot of smiling in that movie.
Did it end with a smile on your face?
Not one of joy, one of entertainment. It was not a joyful film. Their cinema, it disturbs.
How does it disturb?
It's scary now.
It's scary.
Yep.
It's fucking scary.
The monster as you in France, you got the monsters that live in the woods. In the bayou, they got monsters live down their swamps. And you got the evil monsters that live in them plantation houses. But that's a man-made monster. And that monster is a slave owner.
Mon Dieu.
And when we get into the question later on, we'll talk more about their ancestry.
God.
So now we got I done got quite busy this week. I was at the doctor twice, but once on the inner person and once with a needle.
You are in a person.
I got the needle in my bone.
Set first.
You get the bone spur.
That's how you say le fucked up.
They got the bone spur vaccine. You gotta what they do is they done shave you like when you go to them fancy restaurants and they shave the cheese onto your food, you know.
Shave you?
They shave the cheese in the restaurants, you know what I'm saying?
Why do they have to shave you?
Shush.
Okay.
You got the restaurant cheese, you know.
The Parmesan.
They melt the Parmesan, they melt it on the meat. But to do the bone, they gotta take your skin, they gotta peel your skin off, and they gotta inject the needle into your bones now. Because if you got the bone spurs, they get all spiky.
That's true.
And like a Sonic the Hedgehog. That Hunter Hedgehog, all blue little blur. That blue boy now got a new video game coming out. That dude, little old, the kid don't know how to read and know how to.
Sonic Generations coming out.
There's Sonic Shadow Generations.
We'll be playing
Sonic
that,
Time Shadow. Sonic Time Shadow Generations.
Yes.
Last episode was done birthday passed.
It was your birthday.
My damn birthday passed before them last episodes. I can't remember.
How does it feel to be
I can't remember if
23?
I think my birthday might have done passed as a last recording. No, wait, no, it didn't.
The last recording was your birthday recording.
No, it was the day before my birthday, I believe. It was the morning of.
But how does it feel to be 23?
It damn near feel the same.
Real.
Damn near feel the same as when I was 21. You might have said one. You damn.
But think how much experience you've gained.
It's true now. I played them since I was 22. I've turned 22. Since I turned 22, I played on damn near a few games there. And watched a few movies there, and they happened to post that one day at the post office now.
I like how you conceptualize your life and the video games you play. Yeah, it's better than a lot of people's lives.
A lot of people conceptualize their lives in terms of who they fight on the internet.
When you go to the hospital, old people don't know how to use laptops, so they just sit there.
Now, I think most people down unemployment, they sit on their iPhones. Now I go on my Xbox 360.
That's the difference.
I go on my Xbox 360. I play a little bit of Modern Warfare 2.
It's a good game.
And now you critique me, and let the jury decide on this matter. Now you critique me now for playing too many games. You say you conceptualize your life in terms of the games you played. Now, how would you prefer I define it now?
As Rent says, measure it in love.
Now since I turned 22, I felt so much love. Give me a break now. That might be.
That's gay.
That might be the most.
Homosexual
That might be the
act
most
of my life.
dandy. That might be the most Yankee dandy doodle thing I ever heard in my whole Cajun life.
Am I sounding like a Yankee?
Boy, you don't sound like one, but you certainly act like one.
Brown.
So, that's facts now. That's truth. That's truth. You speak to God. God tell you play play more video games.
God tells me that mission every day.
The only difference between me and Germa is people watch Germa. I'm sitting around doing the same thing as him. Nobody watches me.
It's true. Sad, but true.
Sad but true. So we done got some advice if you want to move into advice, unless you want to continue with them talking about your life. Nah, because you didn't say nothing about your life.
What is there to say?
Lots.
To be sure. School. I graduate soon-ish. A couple months. 8 months. If any of you want to come to a graduation party, send me ideas. I'm brainstorming.
Y'all suggestion is that if you want them to come, they got to send an idea to come.
Yes.
That's the implication now.
That's the suggestion.
All right, there, boy. What about this thing I saw yesterday? I saw a man pour a cup of coffee into a big hydro flask, and it was tapered, so it's like this thermos you don't care, but it was like that. It was like a tube, and he poured the damn coffee into the tube, and he did a damn near perfect pour now.
Like a funnel?
No, not like a funnel. It was like a reverse funnel.
What tube?
Imagine you done turn a funnel upside down, and you got to pour it in the thin side.
What tube are you talking about?
A hydro flask is a big tube.
That's not a tube, it's a cup.
That's a tube. This is a tube. This is a tube.
It's a cup.
That's a damn tube, boy. Define a tube. Okay, we're back. We had a tea incident. We spilt the tea on the floor. And I don't know what happened.
Sometimes the tea gets spilt.
We can show an instant
There's no use crying.
we can show an instant replay. Define a tube. Define a tube. It's now gonna have to render this video, and it's gonna take about probably 12 hours.
Why does it take so long?
I don't know. I think it's because my GPUs. I don't have a GPU. I have an integrated graphics processor. So I don't actually have something that can process the footage and the recording properly.
I guess that happens when you try to use the ThinkPad.
Well, I mean, don't really. You're kind of being a little negative.
I'm sorry.
Kind of dogging on the ThinkPad.
What happened to your accent?
I don't need it right now.
Okay.
So you're kind of dogging on the ThinkPad. The ThinkPad. There's nothing wrong with the ThinkPad.
Oh, I guess so. Isn't it like a decade old?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of things are a decade old and still work fine.
We're 2 decades old and counting.
Mm-hmm.
Do we work fine?
You do. Let's circle back. Defining my life in terms of video games. It's
fixated on this thing.
I'm not fixated. It's Karl Marx.
Mm-hmm.
What did
he say?
He was like, life is
gay and I'm stupid.
He said, life's gay, I'm gonna kill myself. No. What Karl Marx said, he's like, you gotta define shit in terms of going to the theater and like hanging out with your bros and sort of like, the hell? What was that?
I don't know.
What was that sound? It sounds like something inside your car fell down.
It's probably a creature.
Your engine might have fell out of your.
I think it was my phone. It's okay, it doesn't matter.
So, yeah, that's what he said. He's like, you gotta, in terms of like booze you drank, and that's his thing. And so I conceptualize that in terms of the 2024, right? You know, how do we calculate a worthy year? You know, in experiences.
Isn't that actual quote about like the alienation from art?
Yeah, the process of de-alienation is through experiences of art, love, and camaraderie.
Yeah, because I think in the quote he's trying to say like the more you save money,
the more you save money, the more a bum you are.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking. That's more so what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So even if you're not
gaming,
employed,
I'm gaming hardcore.
You're gaming and you're experiencing art.
Yeah,
that's worth
but it's also not just gaming.
Yeah, that's true too. You're also doing the dishes.
That's a.
I'm sorry. No, I'm trying to be legit here. You help your family.
You do the dishes.
You help around the house. You help your mama. You do errands.
2024, a year spent in dishes.
They should have made rent about that.
They should make I should make a compilation of my life, and it just shows all the dishes I did.
525,600
cups.
dishes.
That's how many cups I'd wash
in a day.
After dinner, not counting breakfast.
There's a lot of dishes at your house.
It does drive me crazy. There should be 4 plates, 4 cups, 4 spoons, 4 knives, 4 forks.
Considering that your mom only uses water bottles, I don't know where all the cups come from.
Yeah, it's a lot of waste. It's a lot of waste of those water bottles for sure.
I don't even mind. I don't know where the dishes.
It's terrible for the environment, though.
I'd rather no, I shouldn't say that.
You'd rather what?
I was gonna say I'd rather the environment get fucked up than I have to do dishes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing to feel.
Yeah.
I'd been doing dishes.
But water bottles are like one of the most recyclable things in the world, so it's probably fine. Probably.
I think you might want to sit forward a little bit because I think the brightness is not that forward, but the brightness is fucky because we're in the shade.
Does that matter?
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Okay.
The white balance is a little goofy right now too, so that like you can see outside, it looks like it's like glowing.
We're in heaven.
We're in heaven. The exposures are a little fucky. So, yeah. So that's what I'm saying when I look back at my time, because
that's a good way to judge it.
Because it has to be, you want it to be worth something, because it's not, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to feel like it is. Realistically, your day means nothing. Like when you wake up and then go to bed, that really, in terms of like a cosmic sense, that means nothing. It doesn't mean anything. And so you have to find some. Well, exactly. You have to find some worth out of it.
Yeah.
Even if it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, I saw a smile too. I guess that's a good day.
Yeah. Like even if you have a job, like when I'm at placement, I don't feel like I'm living a life, I'm just working for someone else. Because I can't do anything that I actually enjoy.
And you don't even get paid for it.
You're just stuck there.
You don't get paid.
Yeah. So, in a way, you're living your life more fulfilled than I am.
When I would go to school, I'd be like, this is a good day.
Yeah, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were like, you were learning.
Oh, yep.
You were talking to people, you were making friends.
Yeah.
You were
not making
experiencing
friends.
the culture of the university.
Yes.
You were consuming food.
But you do that when you go to placement, you learn. You learn about old people. These old people talk to you, and you're like, what are going on in the world?
I don't really learn much from them.
It makes you worldly, man. Makes you worldly.
I guess so, in a way. This old man taught me a lesson.
What did he teach you a lesson about?
Well, he didn't want to go home because his house was all fucked up. And we were like, you gotta go home.
Yeah.
Because you can't go to a care home unless you need to.
Yeah.
He was like, I guess I'll just go home and die. I was like...
So what was the lesson?
The lesson was sometimes you can't give people what they want. And they have to go home. And they have to find a way to be at home. And maybe die.
That lesson
Kind of sucks.
Do you is it alright if I use expletives?
I don't know what that means, but sure.
That lesson fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's okay. Most hospital lessons don't end happily.
What's the lesson is that he's gonna die?
Well, he's not gonna die, but he's gonna live in a fucked up house.
Well, what's fucked up about it?
He's
Are you
a
able
hoarder.
to say? Oh. Well, that's a... But if he went to a care home, he would just hoard there too. Right?
Not really.
Yeah, because he just buys stuff and then put it in his house.
When you're in a care home, it's like a little room, like it's basically a bachelor room.
But then he's had a bachelor room full of garbage.
They limit how much stuff you can have.
But then that seems like what he needs isn't to go to a care home. It seems what he needs is a counselor.
Yeah, most seniors do.
Was he able to get that?
I mean, we talked to him for like 5 minutes.
Are you going to talk to him again?
No, he's gone now.
Did you suggest him to speak to a counselor or something?
We gave him resources.
Okay.
That's a happy ending, right?
Yeah, man, totally. For sure. For sure.
We gave him the power, and it's up to him to use it.
How old is he?
It's like giving Luke Skywalker the saber, but it's up to him to become a Jedi.
That he got I think he got the lightsaber later. I think.
No, he gets the blue one when he's still a little twink boy.
Yeah, but he got a green one later.
Yeah, but that's when he was already like he's like a Chad Jack.
He went from a
Soy Jack.
He went from a gloomer to a doomer to a Chad Jack.
Yeah. That's right. We should get to the questions.
Well, hold on. First of all, I want to know how old this old guy was.
He wasn't that old. Like, he was barely old enough for a care home.
What is he, like 58, 6?
I probably shouldn't say, but...
Well, you don't have to.
He wasn't very old, I'll say that.
How older than my dad or younger than my dad?
Older.
If you could communicate with the worm, what would you ask it? What would you want to ask the worm?
Well, who asked this?
I don't know.
That's
They're all... Number one, they're all anonymous.
That's true.
They ain't quitting on... So... I said earlier on that I would get into the worm conversation.
Yes, you did.
And it's a complicated situation because you have to explain the worm first. So in every Cajun's brain, but planted into their gene seed of the Cajun genome, there is a worm that is put into your brain. It's built like a prion, but it's a worm. It looks like an earthworm but green. Now repeat that to me what it looked like.
It looks like an earthworm, but it's green.
Yeah.
And it glows.
Nope. Don't glow.
It's yellow.
It's green.
It's green. And it's
an earthworm that's green.
And it's in your brain.
Yes. And so that was put into the Cajun mind as punishment for their, well, let us say, duplicitous treatment during this, but prior to the Civil War, the duplicitous treatment of anyone who was not, let's just say, white. And so the worm was put into their head by God. And so if a Cajun ever happened to be duplicitous again to another race, what happened is the worm grow to the size of a bullworm, and it pops their brain open. And so when you see those videos online, like a Cajun brain exploding, that typically is what the context is of that.
I see. I thought he was a Christmas worm.
No, that's the Cajun worm. The Cajun worm different.
Okay.
The Cajun worm different for sure. So what you think about that?
So if you could, the question was...
If I could communicate with the worm, what would I want to ask it?
What's up, dude? How's it going up there?
Well, that's not for you, that's for me. You can answer this next one. For sure. You can answer this, but I'm going to do it for...
You answer that one.
What would I ask it? I would ask the worm to stay there, and I'd ask him if my behavior had been appropriate now, because I think it's good that I've got a worm there. I think that I need to stay.
Well, he's been dormant, so
true. Well, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes they grow a little bit, but not enough to kill you.
Would it come up on like a CT scan?
No.
It's just there.
They don't see it.
He hides away.
He looked the same as a brain. He looked the same color as your brain. Cajun brains are green.
Sometimes brain looks like a bunch of worms.
Cajun brains are green like Beetlejuice. Cajun brains are green like Beetlejuice.
Like the juice.
Because Beetlejuice got a green brain.
Would you drink Beetlejuice juice?
I have the Fanta. Happy birthday. Blank that blank sure was rude. My question is, the man in my school is weird and I think he may be an alien or worse. What do I do? Thank you.
Sounds serious.
That does sound serious.
So there's a man in the school. Does the man in the school go to the school?
I don't know.
Is he a teacher?
I don't know. You sort of gotta kind of dialectically figure this one out. This one's for you.
The man in my school is weird. Okay, so because he's in your school and he's weird, I assume he's not normal. Because if he was normal, he wouldn't be weird.
Right? Yeah. That tracks.
I think he might be an alien, or worse. That's reasonable to suspect. I think if he was an alien, you'd probably be dead and or taken and made into stew.
You think if the man was an alien, he would turn you into stew?
Why would an alien waste time? Well, actually...
You think so? Why do you immediately assume that an alien eats humans?
Do you remember Invader Zim?
Yeah.
He, like, infiltrates the school. Maybe that's what's going on.
Well, there was one episode of Invader Zim where he like, takes everyone's body parts.
He eats their organs.
He doesn't eat them. He just takes their body parts and then he puts their organs in him.
That's gross.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a gross show.
Does he put them back at the end?
No. No, I think he kills Dib at the end or something.
But Dib is still alive and Enter the Fortress.
Well, there's not a strong continuity in Invader Zim.
That's true.
Sometimes weird shit just happens.
Well, at the end of the movie, everyone died.
No.
Or all the aliens died.
The aliens died, yeah. But I think there was supposed to be another series, but it got canceled or so. I don't know. Either way. So the man in my school is weird and I think he may be an alien or worse. What do I do? So
ask him if he's an alien.
That could be very dangerous. That's like asking a lurker if they're a lurker. Well, they're going to get excited and they're going to be like, you bet I am. You bet I'm an alien, motherfucker.
Do you think it would be a good idea to stalk them and follow them?
Let's do a role play. You're the kid asking about the alien, and I'm the person you think might be an alien.
Hello, are you an alien?
You bet I am, motherfucker. And then I abduct you, and I put a probe up your mouth, shit. And it'd go into your brain, and I'd sort of suck your brain out, and I'd eat your brain like a gumbo.
Oh, fuck. Well, okay, well that doesn't work then.
No.
So, I guess if you're the alien, I'm over here. I'm like,
yeah, you're like
watching you.
You had that binoculars.
And I guess I'll look for alien-like behavior. What do I look for?
The man in my school is weird, and I think he may be an alien or worse.
If you hear him going, he's probably an alien.
Aliens do typically like to make those sounds. There's something warped about them.
And if you find out enough symptoms, I think I would call Area 51.
Symptoms sounds like an alien disease. So I guess observe the two options are observe and report. or confront them.
Well, if you're in school, you're a little baby, you can't do anything.
I think if you're kind of built, you can confront the alien. And
You probably could.
if you're
You'd smash it into goo and
if you're
play with it.
if you're kind of built, confront the alien. Otherwise, observe and report. But he might be a nice alien like Alf.
But
So
if-
that one's certainly.
If he's worse, though, I think you might be at SOL.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Also, they said or worse. What does or worse mean?
That's what I mean. If it's worse than an alien,
It's a demon.
SOL.
What is that? What is worse than an alien?
Pedophile.
I think we mentioned pedophiles on every single episode. So
Yeah.
that's too much.
Well, you're the one who mentioned it on the kids episode.
I didn't mention pedophiles on the kids episode.
Then we don't talk about it every episode, now do we?
I don't even. Did I?
I don't know. Probably.
I think the bird might have said something about that.
Bird.
Do you believe the worm has any significant influence over your thoughts or behaviors?
Yes.
No.
Sometimes when I watch you, it's like there's another person in control.
No,
And I think that's the worm.
that would not be the worm.
He's like Remy pulling your hair,
The worm will be teaching me good
making
lesson.
you touch things and smack things.
No, the worm don't make the worm. Now, if anything, the worm would have you be treating the other people of the world with love. The worm would not be having you slap shit around. All right.
Okay.
The worm don't be influencing my non-behavior, but you seem to think it does.
Well, how can you rule out that it doesn't?
Cause I think I
What if
know.
that's what it wants you to
Well,
think?
I talk to the worm.
You talk to him.
When you're not around, I be talking to him.
Then why didn't you answer that in the if I could communicate with the worm?
'Cause
You
I-
already can communicate.
Cause I thought, cause it's a question. It's a question. It's not what do you say to him?
Oh.
It's what would you say to him?
I see.
What would you ask it? Not do you ask it?
Well, what do you say to the worm?
I don't say nothing you need to know about now.
Okay.
So the worm. What do you think the worm has significant influence on my thought behavior now? Duplicitous of a nature.
Your morality,
Made
your
them-
sense of
Made me bad.
super ego,
But morality is the
your impulse control.
that's the
Is that super ego?
The impulse control near that's your ego and id. Your
What is-
impulses are id.
What is a super ego?
The super ego, your sense of self.
Okay.
The id, your impulses now.
Well, yeah, the worm controls your id then.
The Sigmund Freud.
You'll be looking at like a little, like, you'll see a big garbage pile and you'll be holding a lighter and you'll be like, oh boy, I think I should do it. And then the worm will be like, fucking don't.
Speaking of id, ego, super ego, that's Sigmund Freud. He was actually Cajun. His name was
It was Cajun Jewish.
because Sigmund Freud was Jewish in real life. He had to escape the Nazis during the Holocaust. That's actually a historical fact.
I thought he died before that.
No, he died in like 1949 of like jaw cancer. So now Sigmund Freud, his real name was Sigmund Freud Pierre. His real name was Sigmund Freud Pierre. He was born in New Orleans. His favorite meal was a
Spicy gumbo.
was a cigar gumbo. He will crush the cigar up into a gumbo that his mama made.
He loved Popeyes.
He loved Popeyes, even though it didn't
That's what
exist back
everyone
then.
knows him for.
He loved Popeyes didn't exist back then, but he loved it.
When they were teaching about him in my class, he was
He
like,
died. Sigmund Freud's Pierre loved
as you all know, the Popeyes lover, Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund
Freud's
Freud's Pierre.
Freud's Pierre. He loved his Popeyes. Oh, let me tell you here how he loved his Popeyes. Oh my god.
So next question. Thanks for the advice, Bardo. You saved my job. With that out of the way, does the narwhal bacon before midnight?
What?
Tips La Fedora epic sauce.
Does the narwhal bacon before midnight? You gotta answer that one. I don't know.
See, that's how I know you're not a Redditor.
I'm not a Redditor. Answer the damn question.
That's how I know you're not a Redditor.
I'm a normie.
The narwhal bacon's at midnight, my friend. The narwhal does not bacon before. The narwhal bacon's exactly when he's supposed to bacon.
I see.
You don't know Rage Comics?
Yeah, I do.
When does the narwhal bacon? Ooh.
It was before my time, I guess.
Before my time. I remember one time my dad was like, when I was a kid, we didn't have Rage comics. We had just regular
We had
comics.
racist comics.
We had regular comic. He grew up in the 80s. They were a little racist, but they weren't that racist.
Every time you see a 80s movie, the main character
No, I'm
is
talking
like,
about comic books.
I like books, but all my friends are racist. What do I do?
What are you talking about? What movie is this?
That's like
Is this Porky's?
No, it's like every movie.
Yeah, Back to the Future.
All the
Back to the
jocks
Future.
are
Marty McFly's
racist.
like, "Hey Doc." Marty McFly's like, "Hey Doc, I love comics, but Biff's racist to me."
Yeah.
Biff's racist to me because I'm French. I'm Marty McFly's Pierre. I'm Marty
He goes
McGoes
to
the
the
way.
future and he has Popeyes and like, I love this. I'm gonna bring it back to the past.
He has to go to the far off year of 2019 to get Popeyes.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Then he brings Okay,
What
whatever.
80s movie do they say I like comics, my friends are racist to me?
I just went over the curb.
He did. He did just go over the curb.
It's like every
This is like
movies,
college humor.
like Clueless and like the Heathers musical.
Are they
movie.
racist in the Heathers musical? Wasn't that made in like the 2000s?
They're not racist, but they're like stupid jocks.
Heathers was not made in the
and
80s.
it's like they're kind of culturally ignorant.
Heathers was not made in the 80s.
Yeah, it was the movie.
The movie?
Yeah, it was a movie before it was a musical.
Are you sure Heathers was made in the 80s?
Either 80s or 90s.
I don't know if it was made in the 80s.
Pretty sure.
I'm pretty certain it was the 90s.
Dude,
And they're racist to the Heathers?
they're not racist, but the jock guys are all like
Jock guys are like,
evil. They try to kill the main guy who wants to shoot up the school.
because he's a different race?
Because they're mean.
But is he a different race than them, or is he the same race?
I don't know. It depends on the cast, I guess.
So then what does that have to do with racism?
Doesn't.
No, okay, the point is my dad said he had comics before Rage Comics, and I'm like, I know what comics are.
Okay.
This was like 10 years ago, though. Is there anyone else in your life who understands your situation with the worm?
There's a lot of worm questions.
Yeah, there's a lot of... I think you understand the worm.
I do now.
Because there's a little... there's a snail in your head.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a snail in my ear.
Yeah.
It tells me to get a little treat sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. He gives good advice.
Oh my, I just realized something.
What?
Do you remember when, like, 30 minutes ago when you took a sip of your tea and then you said, I don't like the smell of the lid?
Yeah. That was the snail.
That was
telling me it's not
foreshadowing.
yummy. Yeah.
That was foreshadowing. That was Chekhov's gun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when they show you a movie, a shotgun on the wall, and then later on some guy gets shot in the head. Early on in the movie, you didn't like the smell of your lid, and then your car got shot with the Earl Grey tea.
Mm-hmm. Do you think as a rule of thumb you should listen to the voices in your head?
I think Randy Orton, his intro goes, I hear voices in my head, they talk to me, they understand, they talk to me.
That's true, but can you answer the question?
I mean, voices in your head, it's a little vague. Because, I mean, everyone has a monologue, right? Everyone has a voice in their head, and everyone has thoughts. And not every thought is a bad thought. Mm-hmm. I think you have to judge based on what is being said. What you're saying to yourself.
You have to judge your own thoughts? That's exhausting.
No, I mean, what, you just do every thought that comes into your head, or you don't?
Pretty much.
Come on, that's cap.
I don't really have an internal monologue.
You said you do. You told me you did before.
When I'm like problem solving.
You keep flip-flopping on this.
Because it comes and goes. Most of the time I just look around and I say what
Okay, what
I
if
see.
your mom was annoying you and you were like, I should just tell her to shut the fuck up? Do you listen to that thought, or do you like, no?
No, my face just goes.
So then you don't listen to every thought you have.
Yeah.
But
I don't get that thought.
come on, you do sometimes.
Not really.
You do a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit, you're like, just shut up.
Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this.
But if you hear like, just shut up.
Yeah.
It sounds like you have a light monologue.
Yeah.
I've got a heavier monologue. And I get a heavier monologue, I get some intrusive thoughts. So sometimes my thoughts, I listen to them, sometimes I really shouldn't.
Is that from the worm?
No, that's just a human.
Okay.
It was a human.
Is your worm counteracting those thoughts?
No, the worm doesn't have thoughts.
I thought the worm punishes bad thoughts.
The worm, no, if you're,
actions.
no, I'm not, no, that's the Cajun guy.
Right.
If you're Cajun, you have a worm in your head, or if you're racist, it'll blow your brain up. That's the kind of, I don't know if that was clear.
Okay, it is now.
It is now, yeah. The worm will grow and pop your head open, and then the worm will crawl away.
I'm glad we've cleared this
And
up.
people will often stomp the worm.
It happens more often than you think.
Well, because there's a big worm rolling around.
Yeah. Some people probably like that, though.
We are getting tight on time, and the battery's very, very low. So we should...
This is a long episode.
Yeah, it's going to be 40 minutes. It's going to be a long one. So we got to sort of wrap it up now. So, do you have any closing thoughts?
Listen to the worm in your brain that is nice to you. But the one that is mean to you, curse it out and spit upon thee.
I mean, I think you should understand where it comes from. And
understand where it comes from, but
understand where it comes from.
Its evil malice.
If your thoughts are in conflict, be compassionate to yourself.
Listen to the snail, not the worm.
Be compassionate. Be kind. To you and others. Especially you, though, because you got to live with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very hard thing to do sometimes.
Treat your snail kindly.
Also, if you've kind of just game all day, maybe think about that and say, like, you know, what am I doing? Should I do some chores? Should I kind of, like, talk to my friends? Should I kind of talk to my mom, my dad?
Well, that harpens back to the beginning where we're saying, am I getting creative fulfillment out of this?
Or is this just an addiction?
Or am I distracting myself from
whatever's going on?
Exactly.
You got to find a balance. And if you're distracting yourself from your fucked up life, that's okay. But, you know, you got to try to find a way to find some real joy. You know, talk to a friend, watch a film, go for a walk. You know, it's okay to distract yourself, but
read Marx.
Read Marx, but you know, we gotta you don't have to be the best, but you should try to be a better person every day, I think. Even if that's getting up and washing your ass and then going back to bed. And if that's what a victory is, that's what a victory is.
This is good advice. This is good advice for buffoons.
This might be the only good advice. We didn't give a lick of good advice all episode.
Well, at least we are now.
Okay, but it is the end, so we gotta go now.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I love you. Bye.